All right, so we do need Terror in the Dark because finishing Unearthed Evil does not, just on its own, does not unlock the next node. So that's a good question. Okay. So we can't skip Terror in the Dark. Do have to go back and do it. Unfortunate. And once again, I forgot to save my formation. One of these days, folks. This is a true new player experience because I'm just forgetting to do all the things I should be doing. What did I get? What did I get? 5 adventures. Yay. Yay. Currency I can't really use or don't care about yet. Yay. All right. Let's see. We can get some. Oh, yeah, we got a couple of silvers. We can go buy some more. Oh, there's a green for Minsk. Here's the shop. Hey, Jamila and Hitch. All right. So we're getting closer. Getting closer to our target of all greens. Green or better. And we're on an ad break. Of course we are. Are we back for band break yet? Almost. Almost. All right, now we're back. Well, let's talk about old games. We're running a free play game called Gigantic, made by Motiga, that I played years ago until it got shut down. It's just been re-released. Yeah, you just found that out. Yeah, that was a game that we got kind of directed to. A lot of the community tried to go to after Dawngate because it had kind of a close art feel. Yeah, I tried it a few times. It was okay. I'm not a big PvP game person. I can do it every now and then if I'm really enjoying like the lore and the feel, which is why like Dawngate worked for me and Wrath of Heroes worked for me. League I just got into. It was because a friend of mine was into it, and then when Dawngate came out, they were like, well, it's kind of like League of Legends, and kind of got a heads up about it, so I started paying more attention to League of Legends so I could compare the two. And yeah. So yeah, it's interesting that they went back and kind of rebuilt and re-released it. I guess it's smart if you think about it, because they already had a lot of development time in it, and they already had the idea and a small player base that had enjoyed it. So starting from not scratch on a game probably saved them some money. We'll see what happens. Taylor told me that the first 2 Timegate adventures are free plays with a target zone, which is why Illithid show up. Interesting. That's why Briv can't jump bosses in them. I always answer. I don't know. But what's interesting about this, I don't. I feel like they don't trigger free play quests either. So, like if you have quests to get to a certain area, like the bonus quest we used to have, they wouldn't trigger them. So it's interesting that that's kind of what they are. They're definitely not free plays. They might be built on a base of a free play, but they've been given different rules. So that's probably why Briv can't jump bosses in them. This is kind of why, I can't wait till we get through this and we can be like, all right, we're time to give you what we want from Timegates 3.0, because Timegate's already in 2.0. Yeah. I don't think Briv should be able to jump bosses in Time Gate Adventures, but I also think Time Gate Adventures should offer up all 3 variants so that you can, in one Time Gate, you can get the achievement, and then I think multiple Time Gates should be able to get you through the new tiers of champion like event content. But I don't think. See, the thing is they're going to be building that stuff out as each new event comes up. So I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they'll do that. We'll see what happens. He must be a good one if he's avoiding the Blizzard firing rounds. I mean, saying dead game is. I don't. That's such a silly moniker. A dead game is one that's been shut down. Anything else is still, especially at a place like Blizzard, is clearly still making money, or else they would have shut it down. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's a highly experienced community manager. He was one of the community managers on Warhammer Online: Age of Reckoning, and then did a rotation with a lot of different companies. He was at Riot at one point. He was overseas, worked with man, I can't remember the Total War. He worked on Total War for a while. You know, those series of games. I think he worked probably on a mobile game at some point. He worked on another, that fantasy kind of Fortnite. They were trying to be kind of the fantasy battle royale game, whatever that was, made by a company on the East Coast. He was there. Like, he's done a lot. He's worked on a lot of teams. Is very high up. So yeah. Modesty. Hello. This game looks better when at the right resolution. Probably. Never knew it could be so full screen when it defaulted to a tiny box. I have it at 1600 by 900, I believe. Yes. So this isn't full screen for me, but I do have it stuck to 16 by 9, 1600 by 900, and then I scale the UI up because my eyes are old. And then I have problems reading the tiny little numbers down here if I leave it at normal. I did it all for the Wookiees, Garwar. Yes, that would be me. Yeah. Did I ever play Deep Rock Galactic? I did not. I saw it played a few times, and I was like, it's not really for me. And then someone recently was like, have you seen Deep Rock Galactic Survivor? And I was like, I never really liked that game. So I don't know. And then I was watching someone play it, and I was like, it's still dwarves in space, which is like not necessarily my jam, but at the same time, there was mining for gems, and I don't know. It might be a thing. It might be a thing I try at some point in the future. Because it felt like a very different experience than the first game, but maybe I was just missing something in the first game. Aram, yeah, that's it. All random, all mid. Oh god, and it had a good map too, and when they gave it its own, most fun you had in LoL was uninstalling. No, I was a huge League of Legends fan. I mean, I was big into the LCS. I watched NA and EU every week, and I kept up on all of it. And anytime I could get in some like Korean streams in, I was there too. Yeah. And I started like way back when on the weekends there wasn't even LCS on the weekends. It was like the TSM tournaments, the invitationals, the TSM invitationals every weekend with some of the casters that are now, that have been famous in the LCS, but before they were really a big deal. Like that was my weekends, was watching the TSM invitationals. I was a pretty big League fan. I actually applied for a job at Riot Games for North America Player Relations, which is basically their version of community management. And I made it all the way to the final round, me and one other person in the interview gauntlet on campus in LA. They flew me out, put me in a boutique hotel for a couple days, and I did a full tour and went through a full interview thing, and didn't get the job, but I was number 2. I was second. If they'd been hiring 2 people, I wouldn't even be here right now, folks. So when I say I've worked for some of the bigger game studios in the world, I kind of mean it. I'm just not right now, sadly. Did you hear about the new players who on the 16th day cleared a lesson in classes without having done Split the Party? No, but I mean, you wouldn't have to do Split the Party to do that. I mean, I guess you don't have a Modron core, so like, where'd your power come from? Be interesting to see. Where are we going? We're going to Area 100. That's right. Need speed champions. When Festival of Fools comes along, what's my first flex slot? Everybody on this account? As long as if Briv is available, it's gonna be Briv. I played Asheron's Call. No. I think I've heard of it, but not enough to know it to remember at the moment. Well, people talking about macros. My most famous macro the most famous the macro that I had that made me kind of semi celebrity on my server was I ran a partial Terraskazi. I did like Terraskazi two-handed, so Terraskazi like two-handed sword master type stuff. So basically a dodge build that dealt out like tons of damage, like tons of mind damage with a power hammer as a Wookiee, because Wookiees couldn't wear armor. It was racist game. They wouldn't let Wookiees wear armor, so everybody else could run around in PvP with armor on. It's mitigating damage, and Wookiees are like, nope, you just gotta take it, buddy. So I had this build, and I had a macro set up to keep the dodge ability up on cooldown, and my macro was basically the repeating the lines from Better Off Dead. It's I want my $2, $2, $2. I want my $2. Like all through, like whenever PvPing or dungeons and stuff, it made people laugh. Everyone who got it was just rolling. I get so many messages when I just roll through a dungeon and people would just start laughing in my whispers. Gotta love the macros. Supply chest be a good buy for new players with corrupted gems for now? Not really. No. You're going to get consumables, but you're already getting consumables from all the silver chests you should be buying, right? It's going to deliver the same stuff, but you can get those with regular gems. So like I'm just going to be sitting on my corrupted gems for a while on this account. It's not a good investment. It wasn't a good choice to put corrupted gems as a new player reward. But yeah, sandworms, purple worms, and great dragons. If your GM describes a rumbling sound, never assume it's just thunder. My Wookiee could solo ancient great dragons, and it always blew people's minds because normally to solo crate dragons there were like very specific ways to do it. Like you had to be a rifleman creature master and send like a very had to go. Then you had to go hunt down a very specific pet that had medium armor and send it in and sit down at range and just start plinking away, mind damage, and then sit up every now and regenerate your bars and then go back to it. Nah, I just walk right up and face tank it. You just, you know, if he ever hit me, it wasn't for a whole lot because of damage mitigation. And then I just heal up because I was like, I had a little doctor in it. Yeah. People would roll up in groups assuming, oh, we got this. This guy's going to fall over any minute now. He just started on this crate. He's going to fall over. There's no way this is going to happen. They'd be sitting on a sand dune. And then the group would just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and people would start cheering and like dancing and applauding. And then I'd kill the crate dragon, and they'd all like bow, and we roll off because they did not. They came in groups to kill that thing. I'm just hitting it with a hammer, tanking it with my fur. That was a good time. I miss that a lot. I miss it a lot. Helldivers 2 has been my latest binge. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I saw a little bit of gameplay, not enough for me to really make a decision, though. Never lick a sleeping dragon. Always wait till they're conscious and provide consent. I mean, that's true for anything. Consent in all things. Yeah, retry. I knew you meant corrupted gems. I gotcha. Are we out of Modron beta yet? I don't know. I'm waiting to find out, Jade. That's a good question. Hold on, I'm going to put that in my document. When we get there. When we get to split the party, we'll find out if we're still in beta. What about Time Gates 3D? No. No. Still shocked that older MMOs like DDO and Lord of the Rings Online are still coming out with expansion. They're still making money. That's the thing is some of these older MMOs, they were built off a pretty stable code, and they don't take up a lot of space, and their dev teams can be pretty small because they don't have to generate like AAA quality visuals and stuff. So whatever tools they're built in, they have the tools. They know what size of team they can run it with, and they can put out expansions as long as they have a player base. And there's a lot of people who, like other games just don't interest them. I mean, if Star Wars Galaxies had stayed online, who knows? I actually kept my subscription to Star Wars Galaxies going for like 2 subscriptions a month. This is back when we paid $15 a month just to have one character on a server. I had 2 subscriptions a month going for a long time until one day I logged back in and realized I hadn't paid for my vendor, and so it poofed with all of my stuff that I'd collected over all the years, and I was like, no, I'm done now. Cancel both of my subscriptions. If that hadn't happened, I probably would have been paying my sub all the way up until they shut it down. But yeah, sometimes those kind of places are, it's nostalgia, but it's also what you enjoy. As long as it's still fun. You don't have to have massive gameplay communities to be a game that can be functional and make a profit for a studio. It's just that a lot of times you see studios that are the mega studios. If you're not making a huge profit, they're just going to nix you and roll the dice on a new game that may make a huge profit, and they just keep gambling like that over and over again. But other studios can do, They can just still exist with small dev teams, still churn out expansions, because they still have a core group of people that are keeping the lights on, keeping everybody paid. Still wish they called some of those games Total Warhammer. I mean, look, Total War, Warhammer, those three games, they're pretty fantastic. I got the legendary Dwarven edition of the first game, and it's the best ever collector's edition that I've ever had for any game, because of course it was all Dwarven themed. That's where my drinking horn over there with all the Dwarven stuff on it comes from. I've showed that off before. I think that's the last collector's edition I ever bought of anything, because dwarf stuff, those were good. I like it a lot. I like those games a lot. I used to play them pretty much constantly before I started playing Warhammer, or before I started playing this. That was I could play it turn-based in the background and be doing community management stuff, which at a certain point relies a lot on just, well, I'm all caught up with my work. Now I just need to keep an eye on incoming stuff, which just means I got to refresh every 5 to 10 minutes and see if anything new came in that I need to address. And so you could play games in the background. And yeah, Total War, it worked very well for that, as did Idle Champions. Doesn't Zero Gravity mess with the proper displaying of the beard? Yeah, I mean, you'd think, right? Dwarves in space. And idle chatter later in the day. I'm all confused. Well, I always do this on... Well, no. We used to do Garwar Plays on Saturdays. That's right, where I would play other games. But now we're doing the new player stuff, so... all my streams for the time being are going to be Idle Champions. Wednesday's going to be real weird because I'm going to have to... I need to be on my main account to unlock stuff to make the guide, but I also want to do stuff on the new player account and show off the stuff on the new player account. So that's probably what I'll be showing while I'm doing the other stuff in the background. And then I'm also going to need to unlock the champion on my test account so I can get data for it. And like, excuse me. Can't wait for Riot's MMO. They've been doing a lot lately. I don't really... I see tangential posts about stuff because I still follow some people from there, but they've definitely diversified stuff and made things that look neat. But they made some decisions, and I'm like, I can't play your games anymore. But well, who knows? Who knows? I know they just decided to consolidate a lot of stuff and maybe shut some groups down because they were maybe focusing on too many things at once. Yeah. Nine Jump Briv for the new player account? No. No, last time I ran a new player account, though, I did get Briv up to a guaranteed 1-jump 20% chance, too. And I think I got Human to cap, or was working on it before I stopped. I was basically trying to see, how soon can you get to a Briv gem farm? And it's pretty quick. It was pretty quick then. Congrats, Jamman J. Animated GIF. Are you a master of Terrascazi? I didn't. I mean, I mastered it and then I dropped. The thing about that I loved about Star Wars Galaxies is you had skill trees, and basically you had a novice thing that you'd pay into, and then it would open up 4 lines of skills that had ever increasing things, and then a mastery thing at the top, and then certain things, if you mastered it and mastered something else would unlock some of them. You just had to master one and it would unlock a new, like a higher level one. Like I think there was just like a medic version, but then there was a doctor up above. But if you did medic and then like marksman or something, then it unlocks the ability to be a combat medic. And you could just pick and choose like certain lines from different things, and you could effectively, kind of min maths things. So I would always get master, and then I would drop back down to what I actually wanted, just so that I could say I mastered something. And then I pick the things that I wanted that went with whatever I was going with. So at some point I mastered probably everything in the game, because you could get all the way up, and then you could just undo those points and spend them somewhere else. So you could shift your build constantly into different things. It was great. No respecking required. Like it was just, you just had to go earn experience in whatever it was and level up that type of thing. It was a really neat system. I miss it. Hey, Shevik. Oh, yeah. Of all the stats they need to track in Events 2.0 is how many Briv chests get bought. Yeah. I mean, they really should have made a decision about Briv before this happened, but they didn't. They really didn't. Oh, well. Vendrate, do you know what the best use of corrupted gems is? I mean, it kind of depends on what you're doing. If you're on a new player account like me, saving them up is probably the best decision. But like support pigments for when you have champions that are support champions that have epic gear, and dropping those on them, this is a lot of power. It's a triple damage to your party. Yeah, that's really it. Golden epics aren't really gonna. I mean, if you've got some of these, well, not this champion, but if you've got like Dynaheir or Virgil or Karlach, these are pretty good golden epics for them. But that's so many corrupted gems. It's hard to tell a new player. It's hard for me to justify getting those for a new player, right? Like saying, "Oh yeah, go get that." Because they don't really do a whole lot for you right away, except get you a piece of epic equipment, which is nice. But these do a lot. Eventually, corrupted gems just aren't a great reward for new players, unfortunately. Kashyyyk. Oh, Jamman J. Oh, that was good. That was good. Hold on, that's gotta get in. That's gotta get 3 gold stars. Hold on. Oh no, I didn't mean to click you stupid bot. There we go. Man, I wanted to make a machinima back in the day. Like, that's what it was called way back when, Star Wars Galaxy's time. But basically a music video with in-game music that was all Wookiees. And we did a lot of I got a bunch of people over onto a new server, and we all made Wookiee entertainers, and we were leveling them up so we could record everything. And then the NG happened, and I lost the ability. I lost all my actors. or else there would be a Wookiee music video out there based in Star Wars Galaxy to Bloodhound Gang's The Bad Touch. I had everything scripted out. It's going to be hilarious. It was going to start with the line, what happens on Kashyyyk stays on Kashyyyk. Oh, rip my hopes and dreams. Thanks for hanging out, Modesty. Sorry, that was probably really late. I have no timestamps in this chat. Yes, there was this Star Wars mobile game. Yeah. One of my friends worked on it. It's still out there, I think. Is it Galactic Heroes or something like that? I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe it's closed down now. Yeah, there's probably been more than one, but I ended up not playing it because my phone couldn't handle it. Yeah, I hate mobile only games too. Give me a PC client. Put it on mobile and give me a PC. Raid is now spoiled me. Like you can play on mobile or PC, but it's like, well, now that I know you can do that and it works just fine, why doesn't everybody? Because I keep getting promotional things for like sponsored streams, but it's like, oh, this is for mobile only, and I'm like, do you understand? I'm sure you can stream. Maybe you could stream a mobile game on Twitch, but I mean, basically, what they want you to do is use something like BlueStacks. I'm like, no, because you only get paid off new mobile players. And I'm like, that's not my audience. Yeah, the new player account with Briv Seasons flooded me with contracts. Yeah, it did. I know, but still, it was, even without that, you can get Briv up there pretty quickly. It feels like quicker than I had expected. Get a rifleman combat medic. So my first pair of masteries in Star Wars Galaxies was Doctor Creature Handler. So Master Doctor, Master Creature Handler. I was full support. If you can, this is what I like to do in MMOs. I was full support. I could send out pets to tank things, and then while everybody else is dealing damage, I'll just toss heals out every now and then. I just stood around and chatted, and it was great. And I could solo tons of stuff, just really slowly. I'd just sit down on the ground next to my creatures that were attacking things, just toss them heals every now and then. Because I was like, I don't have any armor. I can't be the combat. I need the creatures to do the combat for me. And then, and then the whole dodge build showed up. See you, Lydia. I'm finally getting to Hail Hydrate. The Machinima remembers the Mass Effect ones. Really? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There. I don't know if somebody beat me to it in chat, but hands down, this was a big inspiration. Yeah. Vet's Vet. Featuring MC Chris, made entirely in Star Wars Galaxies. They got the community managers gave them then like man, every time you went into the Death Watch bunker, that was how you got your Mandalorian armor piece, but it came out with a random color assortment. So people ran around, they called it clown armor because it would just be random colors, but you still wanted it. So, but they went in and gave him a full set of, appropriately colored armor, and then he had to give it back afterwards. But yeah, it was a blast. That was so good back then. That was like cutting edge back then. Dan Silver BlueStacks is like a third-party software that lets you play mobile stuff on a PC. It's Galaxy of Heroes. That's what it is. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Back when I used to use it, I had to use it for work on a few occasions. It was just not great. People say it's a lot better now. I don't. It's basically an emulator, and I don't enjoy it. I did a bit of a fencer combat medic for a while for PvP as a Wookiee, and everybody hated me. everybody on the other side hated me because they couldn't hit me. I destroyed their mind and I healed everybody. It was not fun. People would just basically, I was a mercenary. I'd be off, doing PvE content, and I'd get a message. They're like, "Hey, can you come in and clear these imps out real quick? We're having a hard time over here while we're PvPing. Can you just swing through?" I was like, "Sure." And so I'd go to a shuttle port. I'd hop on over to wherever they were fighting, run in, destroy everybody's mind, not get hit, revive everybody, heal, and then I'd be like, "I'm out. You good, right?" They'd be like, "Yep," and then go back to whatever I was doing. I'd just turn the tide of a battle and then be gone. It was a lot of fun. Brain on the Hunt is an easy one to do if you're a mid-game player. Sure, if you know how to bud spike. We were talking about this earlier. There's a strategy that's one of those where you're losing slots constantly as you go further, and what you have to remember is you're going to need a fire breath potion for it. And what you do is when you get to the point where you can't push anymore with your formation, drop all the way back to Area 1, put in a full formation, level it all the way up, set your bud by basically taking your familiars off the field so that your DPS actually can attack something. It spikes your bud super high. Hit the auto progress to move you all the way back to upward to where you were. Put the familiars back on the field with a fire breath potion and let the potion just burn until you can't kill anything, and then rinse and repeat. Just do it over again. So you ride that bud spike all the way to the completion area. So super easy for a mid game. Honestly, easy for an early game player too, as long as you have fire breath potions. I never saw a Pink 5. That's actual actors and stuff. Interesting. No, Fett's Vet was done entirely in-game. Oh yeah, I keep getting ads for Marvel. I keep getting sponsored, or for a while I was getting sponsored offers for Marvel Strike Force. I'm like, no, that's not my thing. Thanks for thinking of me. Come back when you have a game that's not mobile. I appreciate it. I mean, that's how we got into Raid, right? Like I got reached out instead of just like a generic Stream Element sponsorship. They literally reached out to me and were like, "Do you want to play this game? And there's stuff going on." I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it." PC client, okay, because if it said mobile, I'd have been like, "Nope." I mean, I worked in community on it. I still can't figure out what the Marvel game was. Some Marvel game. It was not that one. Not great. It was not great. Had to play it on BlueStacks. It was bad. I couldn't play it. Just for me, it was a horrible experience. And I was already working. I think it was my 4th contract. I was already working for 3 other game studios at the same time. Well, no, 2 other game studios and 1 streaming service. Gotta hustle. Gotta hustle as an independent contractor and make that money. Well, I mean, so Raid has pretty much constant sponsorships going on through Stream Elements. where basically if you're streaming, you can opt in to a sponsorship to try to get pay. They paid pretty well. They pay okay through there. I got a direct offer from a marketing company, so my rates were higher. I did real well. Appreciate everybody for that. And then I didn't even know they were running like a contest at the time for like the most number of people that did something like out of these new accounts, and I won that. I won $5,000 towards a new computer, so that's why I have a beefy Origin PC over here now. That was thanks to the community for supporting a sponsored stream. So when I actually do get to do sponsored streams, when people show up for that, it's a big help, because those can potentially be big boosts of money, even if you're just going to try the game out, for a week and then decide it's not for you. Which I think originally we had 3 clans full of people in raid. Like we had a main group and then 2 backup groups, pretty much full. That's how many people tried out raid. So we had a great turnout for it. Now we're just down to like a partial, like half of one, and that we've added a bunch of other people to from the game. So, but still, it was even for the people that didn't stick it out, it was still super appreciative, because it gave me a lot of cash. Yeah, they paid me a lot of cash, and they got a new computer. But yeah, because they offer a pretty decent scale, and it's always available. Pretty much everybody's done it, which is why a lot of people are sick of it. But it's like, that's how they get a lot of people in that way, and they're supporting streamers, so I don't hate them. Like, I'm here for people for constantly supporting streaming of your games, but you can't do it all the time. I've never done it again, even though I could, because it's like most of this community has already tried it out. Yeah. But I haven't run into, like, there was one that I was like, oh, that's actually looks neat. I'll do that. And it didn't say on it, this is mobile only. And then I clicked to accept it. And then it started and give me the rest of the thing that like start the campaign. So I started it. I was going to do it. And then and then on that page, it had the fine print of mobile only. And I was like, well, not doing this. That was disappointing. And yeah, the stuff that comes up that is PC only aren't games I would be interested in. So we haven't really had any other sponsorships. And the times that I get offered free codes for games. And we've played some of them. I've played some of them on stream. I'm still waiting for like one to fully release, because I actually kind of enjoyed it. Which one was it? I thought it was neat, at least. Not neat enough. Sons of Valhalla. Its release date sometime in 2024. It was kind of neat. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. But yeah, sometimes that's how we end up with the games on my wish list or things that we try out on stream. Is they'll just send me like a key for promotions or whatever. Like, try this build out because it's on a Steam promotion or something, and it's not out, and they're just promoting kind of upcoming stuff like Steam Next Fest and stuff. Yeah. But some of them are just games that I'm like, well, that's not my thing. Jobs we got 182. Not a lot. I think this is why maybe new players are like, wait, the gem economy's broken? It is a trickle for new players, but once you get some speed champions, things change. Things change. I was very tempted to just run a time gate. I do have 6 pieces because of a weird glitch. And picking up Human would be pretty fantastic. Would be pretty fantastic. Hey, people still send you game codes every now and then. That's great. So, you know, if there are things that you enjoy, yeah, great. But now it's I get a lot of indie game promos, which is fine. I like indie games. It's just I don't like all indie games, so I'm not going to try all of them. And I'm especially not going to play all of them on screen. It has to be something that looks like I might enjoy it for me to play it on stream. So when we finish this, it should unlock the next adventure node. We are not going to have time to complete that. Not on stream. Yeah, we don't have a lot of. I don't have a lot of speed potions. This is the curse of speed potions. Like, you know, if we ever get an alchemy system, it's like if we can convert all these other ones we don't want into speed potions, game on. Game on. Save your formation, thank you. Yes. Yay. Yay, I've got save formation. Got save formation. Oh, yeah. It's not gonna. I'm still gonna have to choose my specializations because I don't have a Modron core, but that's fine. Thank you, Texag. I did totally forget. Utterly and completely. Look, I got it saved, and it's because of them. That's good enough, right? Nobody would understand if I opened this up and it said Texag. When did I get Bully for Vecna variant? It's still closed for you. Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, you have to click on it and see what it says, like what its kind of restrictions say. Like it'll say like these things up here with the green checks. There's probably a red X somewhere. You have to figure out what that red X is. If there isn't a red X, then I have no idea. Restart your client? Not even there for you? I don't know then. I mean, you have to do the adventures, and then once you finish the base adventures, then you would get the variants showing up. So I would have to look on my main account to even see where it is. I definitely don't have that storyline unlocked on this account. So, I mean, we're not even off the first adventure node. So. I don't know why I'm leveling things up anymore. We're done. We only got a couple levels left. Yeah, I don't know. If it's not even showing up for you at all, then Like I said, I don't... Oh, you know what may be happening? Down here, make sure you don't have hide locked. Like, if you have hide locked, then it won't show up. So this has to be here. And then just in case, uncheck both of these boxes just in case. Because it's going to be all the way, it's the one that's all the way down here outside of Candlekeep. And I'm not there yet. And I don't have my other account open. Oh, and yeah, I don't have a patron selected either. Do you have to do Belushi first? For Vecna's version of, like, for Bully for Vecna? I don't remember. The problem is on my main account, because everything's done, I don't know what the requirements are when I get there. So there you go. Maybe that's it. Did it? Is it gonna? Oh, now escort to Waterdeep. It was hidden. No, it's sneaky.